For 15 years, DJ Bob has been your go-to source for pop culture, past and present. We eat, sleep, and breathe pop culture, just like you. He's interviewed countless fascinating people, from well-known names to everyday heroes.
DJ Bob connects with his guests on a personal level, exploring their stories, passions, and challenges.
He's not just interviewing, he's building a community of like-minded, inspiring, driven, and talented individuals.
Join DJ Bob as he delves into the world of entertainment and the conversations that matter on all levels. This is the DJ Bob Show. Roll it.
I'm so excited for preschoolers to meet Mr. Crocodile, premiering on Nickelodeon on Monday, February 23rd at 10:30 a.m. Today we are joined by producer of the series, Aton Soumache, to talk about this incredible, inclusive, and fun new show for preschoolers and families alike. We talked with him about just that, inclusivity, and more. We talk about adapting the book to series, and so much more. This is a real great chat about a real sweet show, and I hope you enjoy. Aton, it's so wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure, Bob.
This is such a wonderful show, and one of the things that I really latched onto is the idea of the outsider, because if you really think about it, Mr. Crocodile is an outsider. He's the odd one out. So really, what do you think of the idea of inclusivity within this series?
It's all about this. I mean, we wanted to. I mean, you make it perfectly, Bob. I think it's. It was everything started by a very small book created by a wonderful guy called Aton Soumache, who wanted to talk about what is to be different, who is different of who, and what is inclusivity, and what does it mean to be human and to have social relation. And so it was a very small, tiny, wonderful book drawing by Joanne with nice text about inclusivity on a very nice way to talk to kids about it. And we say, okay, it's a very, very sophisticated, nice thing. And we wanted to make it broad for all the audience all over the world if we could do it for kids. And we make it in CGI. We were able to transform this. We were super happy and lucky to have Nick, who totally understood what we had behind. And the challenge for us was to make a very accessible and a very nice, cute, smart show where we still keep our very powerful message behind. That, of course, it's about taming, it's about inclusivity, it's about understanding the other, and try to live together with all our difference. And this is really what are the value behind this show, definitely.
So taking content from a book can sometimes be daunting because you don't want to ruin what's already there. So what steps did you and your team take to make sure the authenticity and the real intent of the book and its content were still there?
Yes, it's a very, very smart and short question, but a very, very difficult and long answer. But I will try to make it short because the main thing, I've done in other parts of my life from a producer. I've done a show called The Little Prince, a movie based on the book, and
I love that.
Oh, thank you. And I think challenging those books where there's something very fragile and very unique. It's always, I'll call it the double effect. First effect is, wow, I'm so excited. And second, wow, what is the responsibility? And how are we going to try to keep the DNA and the value of what we're going to put on another medium? Because a book is a book, and it's have so many ways to get to know. And a movie, and a TV show or movie, it's a one point of view. You have to take the story in. And it's always very challenging when something is a very fragile, sophisticated book. So when I talked with Aton Soumache about this Mr. Crocodile book, he said, Aton, yes, we have to find a way together to be sure that we're going to keep this. So there was two ways. Of course, what we already talked about, what are the message behind what we want to say, but after, visually speaking, how we can keep this very original identity of the show, but put it on a CGI way. So we worked a lot on testing, making tests and finding the way that we can keep the drawing and the style of Joanne, but bringing it for a broader audience and put it in CGI. And the other main challenge for us, of course, was to find great writer, great talent that can help to craft this on a TV series. And it's always a very long journey, but what we love is that when we met Nick and our partner all over the world, they fully understand the show and they were supportive, and they even help us to make it even bigger, better.
And out of the episodes that I've seen, something that I really love about Mr. Crocodile and the world that we're all in on this show is that even the most simplest things are extravagant to him. Like the idea of a birthday party, like that is so far-fetched for him. So I think not only are you playing with this character, but most kids are going through these first experiences too, and they can live through the character of Mr. Crocodile.
I mean, I cannot say more. You said everything, but I will just underline what you're saying and confirm it. Yes, it's exactly this. We really wanted to try to find, this incredible childhood and this soul of a kid, and never forget your heart as a kid and the way you can see the world. And sometimes our little kids become adults too quickly, and all those show pushing too much pressure. And I think simple moment for him become extravagant because he really sees it through the eyes of a kid who's discovering for the first time things that he never saw. So we love using this naivety of Mr. Crocodile that somehow reflect the soul of a child that are totally pure and look at the world and just learning and taming himself with the world, and with small things that can become crazy to do. And I think it's very charming. I think kids will love it. They will even more understand what is done than even us as adults. And I think it's have a lot of layers, and it's simple, but it's very, very touching and very profound.
Perfect. And on a grander scale, for you personally, has the ideas of the show trickled in to your everyday life? Because I'm watching this and I'm thinking, whoa, I really need to slow down. I really need to focus on the smaller things, on the real life things when you're in this crazy world of go, 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 go. So on a personal level, has the series changed you too in that aspect?
And yeah, for sure, I will go even further to give you much more a bigger look about this. My goal as a producer of animation and having the responsibility to talk to kids today is to, it's something very important. And I would say if I've done animation and if I love animation, I always try on a very humble way, and I'm not sure we always make it, but to connect with your soul of your childhood and never forget that you was a kid. So I will say that, and me personally, of course, as soon as I look at Mr. Crocodile, it reconnect me with this purity of a soul of a kid and what is to look at. And of course, on the other side, I agree with you 100%. It gives you the feeling that, we have to take time. We have to look and be amazed by a flower. We have to be amazed by you lose your tooth and suddenly it become a crazy thing. We have to go back to simple feeling and go back to the vibration of just living and be amazed by simple things that we were able to do when we were very young, and that the world doesn't help you right now to make it happen. So if in a very humble way, Mr. Crocodile can help to do it, I will be more than proud and,
Well, it definitely helped me.
I'm very, very, very grateful what you're saying, and it's it can make me more happy because it's exactly what we try to do when we do those kind of shows.
This question I have for you might be a difficult question for you, but if you were to choose one character from the Mr. Crocodile world to be your best friend, if you met them in person, who would you choose and why?
It will be a very, 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 a very obvious answer, but I will say that, for me, I would love to have a crocodile in my life. I would love to have a crocodile to try to tame him and I would think that I will have to learn him the world, but I think he will learn me much more about myself being with my side. So I would say, yes, please give me a crocodile in my life.
Well, that's what we need. So obviously in animation, these series are years and years and years in the making, getting it out to different audiences. So now that it's finally kind of out into the world and people are getting to see glimpses of it, how does it make you feel?
I mean, it's my 30-year life in animation. I mean, I'm a little French, boy who tried it at 22 years old to try it 34 years ago, try to do animation because I believe that animation is a universal language. It have no border. You talk to everybody. And when I choose to get in animation was I was a young student getting out of my studies. I always felt that maybe one of the most pure and universal language is doing animation. Everybody want to do live action, but I believe that behind animation, it's a lot of work. It's a hard work. It's a collective work. It's no ego. It's everybody's behind the show, behind the value of the show. And when it exists, I love the fact that I can talk to you, I can talk to the world, because suddenly, when you do live action with adults in French language, it has this, it doesn't go through the world. And I love this universal language because I think the soul of a kid goes over the world when you're able. And it's maybe the best experience of doing animation. I think I'm so grateful to do animation and be able to have the show that travel the world and can touch hearts of people over the world, boys, girls, parents, grandparents, everybody can go through this and have this experience that you're trying to put a bit of love in it and it goes through the world. So yes, animation is a perfect thing to do and people should do more animation. The world will be better.
So as we kind of wrap up, and this has been such a wonderful conversation, I hope we could talk again soon for sure. But what do you hope kids, families, and honestly, kids at heart take away from this series as we lead up to people starting to see it?
I think first of all, you have to be, you have to enjoy. You have to look at it on a first layer with just enjoying, feeling that there's good value. Parents will be proud that kids will get it and kids enjoying it. This is for me the first thing. I hope kids will love it because we do this for them first. And after you can help to think about more things, can just, talk about, I would say that, yes, talk about inclusivity and looking to difference on a very inclusive way. I think this is for me the most important, powerful message that I want to have. And if this can help people to understand that when people are different, you think they're different, that they're much more than they are like you. And I think this is really, really what we wanted to do. Try to look at people take the eyes of a kid and you'll see that everybody is quite the same of you and you have to understand difference. And I think this is really the value. Inclusivity, I will say that this is first of all entertainment, enjoying the show in a very simple way. And I will love that at the end, it helped to be more inclusive in our world today and more open and look to, on a calm and slow way, look at the world in a nice way and just look at details.
Well, honestly, Aton, thank you so much for joining me today.
No, it was an honor. It's so bright question, so smart. You really get it. And I'm very touched by the fact that you really understood what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And on a personal note, like when I was a kid growing up I'm in a wheelchair, and the idea of people understanding different types of people was so far-fetched. But now, even if it's indirect, when people see somebody different like Mr. Crocodile or even me, they might even get it a little more,
I'm super happy that I met my crocodile today. But you know what, Bob? Yeah, I mean, you agree with this. I mean, it's so important to stay on this kind of value, and it's so important to to do this kind of thing and understanding that we are all the same at the end of the day. And I think kids understand it better than everybody. It's a great pleasure, Bob. Really, really, I'm very touched by what you said. I'm very emotionally connected, and thank you for your question. Thank you very much.